Hello, YouTube family. I wanted to talk about a topic today that is important to me, and it's tipping. It is the holiday. Should we be tipping? Should we not be tipping? Should we tip when we go out to eat? Should we tip when we're getting a service rendered? Tipping to me is very important. And as a child growing up, my parents introduced me to tipping at a young age. When we traveled and did road trips and went out to eat, tipping was a part of growing up. I witnessed my parents tipping, and as I became an adult, I always knew to tip. I've taught my children about tipping. They've always witnessed us tipping when they were young and we traveled or went to restaurants or, went to a hotel, just traveling, anything. My children know to tip. I know to tip. There's different ranges of tip. You could tip 15%, 18%, 20%, depending on how you feel the service is. The majority of the time, I am tipping whether the service is good or not. I still will give a tip. Now, the amount of my tip depends on the service, but to just not tip at all, whether you're having groceries delivered, whether you're having food delivered, whether you're eating at a restaurant or you're getting your hair done, if you're at a spa, a hotel, if you travel. We travel a lot, and I leave a tip every morning. Every morning. It's not always the same housekeeping maid that may come in the room. It's going to be someone different on a different shift. So I'm not going to say, well, today I left the tip, tomorrow I will not. I leave a tip every time I stay in a hotel. And my children are old enough to travel on their own now. And when they travel, I always remind them, take that tip. Take that cash with you and leave that tip. And our room is always left in a nice condition. We always are left little chocolates or extra towels and washcloths. And, it's just appreciated. And it's something that should be done when we're going out. I don't know if people are forgetting or just don't want to, but it's like it's becoming a thing of the past. It's almost like it's non-existent anymore. And service is not what it used to be prior pandemic. And one of the reasons can be because people are not tipping. There was a time also, some restaurants automatically take gratuity out. I have my opinions on that because there's times we have went out to eat and services were rendered and the gratuity is included, but then there was lackluster of service from the waiter or waitress because they knew they were automatically getting a tip. But it's just, and I don't know, sometimes if you're going out for a service, the person on the other end may prejudge, oh, they're young, or, they come from a particular background, they're not going to tip, so I'm going to treat them this way. We can't assume. It works on both ends. Service has to be given that is excellent, superior, and people have to tip as well. But now the tip depends on the service. If the service is just downright horrible, I'm going to probably leave you a very, very minimum tip to make you think about it. And if service is superior, I'm going to leave you 20%. I'm going to leave you 18%. If it was so-so, I'm going to leave you 15%. But tipping is so important. People live off of these tips. People who work in a service that require tips or they depend on tips are not getting paid that much hourly. We just have to find a little more kindness in our heart and realize that a service was given and, tip. If you're having something delivered or you ordered an Uber Eats or a Grubhub or a Dash and, why aren't you leaving a tip? If you have groceries delivered to your house, excuse me, buy one less item. The majority of the items we have delivered to our house are not needs. They're wants. And you can shop for one less item so that you can be able to tip. Now, if I stop for coffee and I'm at the window and it's a drive-thru, I don't feel you should be asking me for a tip because services weren't rendered. You're doing a regular checkout. I don't feel like I should leave you, in my opinion. And if I feel like I want to be generous and let you keep the change because I drove through the window, that's fine. But I don't think it is a lot of pressure in this day and time as far as everywhere you go now seems like they're asking you, would you mind leaving a tip? But if I'm sitting down and I'm being serviced and I'm being pampered or serviced, you're taking care of my room, then I need to tip. I need to tip. And I just wanted to, what do you think? Leave it in the comments. Tell me, what do you think on tipping? Do you tip? Do you split the checks when you go out with your friends to eat? I don't like going out to eat with people who, do not tip. I don't want to go out with you. I had a coworker who I went out to eat. We went out to eat, and I was baffled that she didn't leave a tip. It disgusted me wholeheartedly. I had different views on that individual and the service was great. The service was great, and the tip wasn't left. And we've got to stop pinching off of things that should be automatic. When we're going out to eat with friends, we're worrying about, remember, you have tax to pay. You're ordering from a menu. You're going to have tax, and you need to have gratuity. People are afraid to split the bill. If you're going out with more than, some places, 6 people, they're going to combine that whole bill. Have your money ready. Have your tip ready. But it's just an important topic that I wanted to bring to light. I am a gig worker, and the majority of gig workers are living off of the tips. The tips are better than what the, who you're working for, the contractor who you're servicing, gives you. I just wanted to spread light on tipping this holiday season. I always make it my business. There's ATMs everywhere. I always make it my business to go into a bank and always have a few dollars in cash on hand if I know I'm going somewhere that may require a tip. $2. You could stick $2 in someone's pocket just because they helped you with something. You know what I mean? We've got to be more loving and generous and caring and putting yourself on the other side and stop wanting everything for free. We got to stop this. But I wanted to just find out, what is your opinion on tipping? Do you tip when you go out? Do you tip when you get a service? Does your tip depend on the service? Do you split checks with friends? Do you incorporate in your bill to know that there's going to be taxes when you're splitting the bill with your friends, and there's also going to be some gratuity that you need to put out? Peace and blessings, and I hope everybody spreads some love this holiday season.